Good evening. Good evening. How you guys doing out there? Back. We have a special guest tonight. Got the brother Lamar Price in the building tonight, man. So we're going to come on in a second. Got the brother all the way from Atlanta. We reaching out tonight. He's in the building with us tonight as we get started from Pain to Purpose.
It's a journey of healing, hope, and transformation. Join your host, Mike Melton, a respected community leader who spent years lifting others up and proving that your past doesn't have to define your future. Every episode brings real conversations, power testimonies, practical wisdom, and inspiration for anyone ready to turn setbacks into stepping stones. No matter what you've been through, loss, addiction, heartbreak, incarceration, disappointment, or life's unexpected trials, your story isn't over. Your pain can become the very thing that helps someone else find hope. This is where brokenness meets purpose, where healing begins, where lives are changed. I'm Mike Melton, and I invite you to walk this journey with me. From pain to purpose, because your greatest setback may become your greatest calling.
Yeah, we here tonight, man, and I got the young fella Lamar on. Hold on, Lamar. We got From Pain to Purpose book coming out September 14th, 2026. This is my story, everything I went through. You could get it on Amazon, or you could hit me personally and I'll send you an autographed copy. From Pain to Purpose. I know you saw the A&E cold case files. You might have saw the 911 did the killer call. You might even read it in the Ebony magazine, but you didn't see all the details in my side of the story. I go in depth with everything. Who was in my life, who left my life, the women, the alcohol, everything that you thought you knew is going to be in this book. From Pain to Purpose, the book comes out. Also, From Pain to Purpose t-shirts. Order them now. Delivery $25. We got sizes from small to double XL. And in person $20 From Pain to Purpose t-shirts. Make sure you cop you one, because I know everybody out there that went from pain to purpose. Now back to Lamar. What's up, little bro? How you doing tonight, man?
I'm good. I'm doing good, man. Before I get started, I gotta tell this story, man. When I was younger, I wasn't good at basketball. I couldn't really play basketball. I was good at boxing and stuff. I couldn't play basketball. And I remember Mike, he like, man, you got to hold the ball like this and shoot it. So I was trying to make the team for the Weed and Seed. Mike and them, they was running a full court. Neff, Mike, it was a whole bunch of them that day. And I was like, tryouts today. And Mike said, you got to hold the ball like this. And he started showing me how to shoot. And I made the team that day.
Oh,
now, I never forgot you, man. Like, I never forgot you for teaching me how to shoot that ball. Now,
I know that's the first thing you said when I reached out to you about what you had going on in Atlanta, man. That's the first thing you said. You said, "Y'all remember you taught me how to shoot, man." Yep. But I'm so proud of you, little bro. I'll be seeing your boxing thing. I know you're doing some stuff with adults and also your ministry, man. You carrying that message, man. I'm proud of you, bro. So we're gonna talk about how did you get there, man. Let's start from the beginning, man. Let's start from the beginning. How was it growing up in Trenton, New Jersey, man? How did the city shape you into who you are today, brother?
So I grew up out in North Trenton, down in the book. So old roads, new roads, all that. I grew up in the drug era in the 80s. The neighborhood that I lived down made millions of dollars on the block. You know, it was around that time, the drug game was so crazy, right? And man, it just made me stronger, tougher. You know, coming from Trenton, I feel like ain't no place like Trenton, man. Like, a lot of people may look at Trenton as a little town, but if you could make it in Trenton, you could go to the jungle and make it there, literally.
Facts.
you know, and it was rough. I was around a time where, like I said, the drug game was heavy. My grandma, my uncles, all them sold drugs. Um, I've been in, like, since I was a little boy, I've been in 16 raids plus. So I've been in a lot of raids. I had a gun put to my head at 6 years old. I barely tell people that, but some guy ran in the house. I remember his face clearly, and put the gun to my head and told my mom and them, if they don't give, it was me and my brother at the time. I only got one brother with my mom on my mom's side. Put the gun to my head and said, if you don't give us the money, we're gonna kill your son. You know, and it was tough, man, growing up there. It was tough. And it wasn't always bad because it taught you how to be, you know, it helped me build my character. You know.
Who was the men that during that time that affected you positively and negatively, man? You know what I mean? What did you see during that time? What kind of men were around you during that time in that neighborhood?
Back then, there was always people that, in our time, the older people used to be like, yo, you ain't got to be doing this. You got to go that street. So, like, you know, they was influencing me to sell drugs and nothing like that. You know what I mean? It was always them being positive. You know, they was trying to keep me out of the streets. My Uncle Wiz, my brother Lane. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of people. Cello, my uncle. There's so many people that born off the boulevard. All them people used to talk to me all the time. All of them. I mean, they want in any block, Sanford Street. C used to talk to me all the time. My cousin Celine.
Rest in peace, knowledge.
From Dolly Holmes. It been so, brother, the list goes on. It was so many people that used to, even you, man, like, there's a lot of stuff and I was little at the time. And I know I used to start a lot of fights and stuff, but there was a few times you came and talked to me too. Like, even at the weed and seed. I don't even remember because it was so long ago. You know, it's been like 35 years ago. Now, I mean, I knew you my whole life. I'm 45 right now. I knew you since I was a little boy. I knew you all my life.
Wow, indeed. How did you get introduced to boxing, and like what attracted you to it?
My brother, I was a little guy, so he used to teach me how to throw my punches. And then my uncle Eric Bland my uncle Jockey gave me my first pair of boxing. He gave me my first pair of boxing gloves. They was 20 ounces. And he was like, yo, you got to learn to use these. Keep them, you sleep with them. And I literally did that. And my uncle Eric taught me how to really box. He started teaching me how to box when I was little. But then I had a karate teacher named Frank Wolford. My best friend dad was a karate teacher when I was about 5 or 6. I used to go to karate school. I made it up to a junior black belt. But my main thing was I liked it boxing more. Now, I mean, I liked it boxing more. And my Uncle Eric taught me how to box. Sammy Goss, Barry Goss, some guy named Spider from down bottom. Clevester taught me how to box. Vice, Church Rat.
Church Rat, wow.
One of the baddest boxers. He was nasty. Church Rat was raw with it, man. He used to be in the gym all the time too. And you know, Crusher was nasty too.
What gyms gave you that best work growing up, man? We used to go by. Who used to have the best work for you?
I used to box out of Goss and Goss. They used to take me over to Joe Frazier's gym.
Okay.
That's about it. They really wanted, back then, man, a lot of kids wanting in the gym like that. When I was going, they were stealing cars and all that.
Yeah.
But the work I got was over in Joe Frazier's gym. And I went to Muggsy Gym a little bit.
Okay.
What was that at? It was probably like out South Trent. Muggsy Gym was out South Trent too. But Goss and Goss was down Flower Street, all the way South Trent. But I went to Muggsy Gym a little bit. We used to go there and spar and stuff like that. But
how far did you go in boxing, and what deterred you to not stick with it?
I made it to where I was boxing and the Golden Gloves and stuff like that. But I got caught up. My brother, everybody in the neighborhood started. My Uncle Eric went to jail. My uncle who was training me, he had to go turn himself in. But I still going to the gym. And my Uncle Wiz and cousin Shaw paid for my 2 years to go to the gym. Because when I went to Sammy Goss, I was like, man, I ain't got no money to pay. He said, your brothers and them paid for the next 2 years. So I was going to them every day after that. But then I got caught up. My brother got locked up. I wasn't getting the sneakers and stuff I wanted. So I started selling drugs. I started selling drugs.
What was your introduction to it, and how far did it take you?
What, selling drugs?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I'm from Fountain.
Yeah, I know.
I got weed and stuff from my brother, being up all night. Then he taught me how to cook coke. And my brother been selling drugs since he was 13. He was in Miss Love class.
He said Miss Love. Wow, that's a throwback. He said Miss Love class. Wow.
Miss Love class, and I know he was selling drugs.
Wow.
So that's elementary right there.
Yeah, it was elementary. Jeez.
So he used to buy all my clothes for school. My mom was on drugs and stuff. And my brother used to be like, yo, I used to be like, Mommy gonna get me my sneakers. He said, bruh, no, she not. He said, you can't depend on nobody. And it was one night, my mom and them used to be behind this curtain in the kitchen. And I used to be like, Mommy ain't on drugs. He said, man, yes, she is. And he took me behind that curtain. It never was the same for me. I seen my mom drinking, smoking. Lace blunts was heavy at that time. Lace blunts was heavy. My mom was lacing, drinking. And then she gonna come looking for me to beat me. So,
what's going through your mind at that time, at that age, bro?
I was like 3 years old. My brother 6.
Okay.
I was scared. I ain't gonna lie. But my grandma lived down the street though. So this is what my brother used to do. Cause we could tell when she gonna come do something to me. Cause she'd start, either she'd be like, where his bad A at, right? She'd be like, where his bad A at? Or you could tell the way she moving. So my brother used to be like, yo, Mommy coming to get you, hide behind the door. We cut the light up when she get upstairs. She hitting my brother now. And I get around her and run to my grandma's house.
Wow, bro. That had to be terrifying, man.
Yeah. It was scary, man, because I didn't know what she was gonna do to me. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, Mom a good person, but when she start drinking, it's a rat. She coming to look for me. Yeah. And I remember the old English she used to drink. Yeah. She would drink that. I remember the big 40-ounce old English on the bottle. And I could smell it. Like, for real, bro, I knew when she would, because I could smell a beer all the way down the hallway. I'm getting up out of here. I was like, I'm gone. So, yeah.
So now you knee deep in the drug game. When did it go to the point to where there was no return? Like you was like in.
I went up New York a couple of times for my brother, and I made $5,000 at 14 years old.
And it was over, huh?
It was a wrap from there.
I remember seeing you change.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that. I remember seeing you going from the boy that had the innocence in him, and then I saw you again, and you just had a whole different look about you. I remember seeing that, man. How did that feel, that transition, when you felt like, yo, did you feel like I could do whatever I want to do now? Like I got access to whatever now?
Yep. Yeah, and I was spoiled at the same time because
Mhm.
all the drug dealers on the block,
Mhm.
you know, they was like my big bros, my uncle, but they used to tell me, man, you ain't got to do this. But
Mm.
now that I'm old enough and I'm doing it, they couldn't really do nothing about it, but teach me more.
Yeah. Did you have any fear knowing that what happened to the predecessors in front of you, like the ones that already went to jail, your brothers, your uncles, and stuff like that? Did you have any fear about you was gonna be next, or you just was like, it is what it is?
It was like it is what it is. Because,
Mm.
you know, I wasn't a car thief. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? I was trying to make some money. All them kids was stealing cars and all that. I was like, I ain't stealing cars, so it ain't that bad.
Rationalizing.
So that's where my mind frame was at. I ain't stealing cars. I'm selling weed. You know, it ain't that bad.
So
And then
when did it go ahead?
my cousin died in that car. My cousin
Mm.
died in that car. No,
Mm.
first we lost Timothy and Fats in them on Thanksgiving.
I remember that.
I really wasn't stealing no cars then. I was like, man, I'm not never getting in no stolen car. I've been in
Mm.
2 stolen cars by default, not because I wanted to be in there.
Mm.
So it made me feel like what I was doing was good.
Mm. Wow. Wow. When did it start to go bad?
It started going bad when you had Itchy and all these different police out there. And one day, me and my little brother was sitting on the porch and they were shooting guns in the backyard. And the police ran down on me. And I threw the drugs and they beat me up. That was like the first time I seen that, okay, this for real.
Mm.
Serious. Now I mean it's serious. And I was working for the green team at one.
He said he said the green team used to get paper, bro.
Yeah, so look, bought my first ounce myself from the green team. I ain't gonna lie.
The green team used to get money.
I used
Yeah.
to make that money in the green team, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
My mom said, yo, go straight home. I said, they having a party on Sanford Street. She
Mm-hmm.
said, don't go to that party. Go right home. I said, all right, I'm going to go to the store, get me a Snicker and a Dutch and a Dr. Pepper. She said, don't even do that. Me and Pete walking together because he was at the green team too. We all the way in Boston at the green team working.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Police look at me, say, you come here. I ran. Itchy, all them beat me up again. And this time I'm like, dag, brother, cops don't care. You know, so now I gotta work on something else. I gotta work on, you know, not getting caught now.
Mm.
So man, I started selling weed in school and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I started selling weed in school because my brother had pounds of weed. My brother was the man. Like
Mm-hmm.
I watched my brother at the age of 13. My brother was 16. I watched my brother count 47,000 cash
As a teenager, huh?
as a teenager. You know, and my brother used to buy me everything. You know, my brother, they call his name Tyrone. They call him Lank.
Mm-hmm. 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 What prompted the move to
So
Atlanta?
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Well, I was gang banging that. Now I'm gang.
Mm.
I was a bounty hunter blood.
Mm.
I was gang banging, and one day my big homie came to me at the time. His name was Gully Boy. He said, "Listen, man, I'm about to go to jail for the rest of my life." He looked at me and said, "Man, you remind me of me." He said, "Here you," because one day I don't know if you know Pastor White, but Pastor White used to invite me to go to church.
Mm-hmm.
His son named Gerald and all them. So he invited me to go to church. I went with him this one particular day. Now, at the time, I'm the chief enforcer. I'm the disciplinarian. So it's time for some folk to get disciplined. But I cut my phone on vibrate. Didn't know we had an emergency meeting because my phone was off.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my book, everything I said, you got to be spiritual first. I went to church. I was dressed in everything. And I showed him the brochure in church. He's like, all right, then, man, don't even worry about that. All right, that's what it is. But you still got to discipline some folk today. You go dressed up, but it is what it is. And the G's from Cali came. It was a big meeting that was caught unaware of. But once I showed them that I went to church, and I end up going to jail for some days. They gave me 180 days. I had got caught with some weed in the park, and I had a few fines back when I was a juvie. So in order for them fines to go away, I had to go do jail time. I said, all right, I'm gonna do these. I'm gonna do my little time for them. I got home, and I told my homies, look, I'm out. They ain't come to my coming home party. They ain't come at all. I felt the type of way. So when I called them, he was like, man, if I would have came to your party, you probably be going down with us. He said, from the time you was locked up in them 180 days, a lot of stuff happened. Because I wasn't going, for real, I wasn't going on no dummy mission. Like, it was times where people owed it, the homie, these young guys money, and I said, you shouldn't even been dealing with them anyway. You know I got weed. Why you dealing with somebody that's not blood weed? So, man, anyway, I wasn't going on no dummy mission. I wasn't doing nothing stupid. Anything I did, nobody ain't knowing. I want to do it by myself. You not calling me. I got a son at the time and a daughter. Don't call me all no times of the night talking nothing stupid. So they respected that because the way I carried myself. But that firebomb happened. I didn't know nothing about it. I was locked up at the time when that happened.
I remember that. Yeah.
Firebomb happened. We had a meeting after I got out. Word is bond. I got the paper in my pocket. I just got out. The police run directly down on me. The judge said, you better keep this paper on you because until your fines paid all the way up, we're going to lock you up again. I said, get on my days. He said, oh, you heard what I said. So Luddy grabbed me from the meeting we was having. They grabbed me only. Went back. The judge let me out. We had another meeting now. And it's the time we got chirps. We got another meeting. A dude called me. He don't even know I'm home because I never told nobody I was home. He chirped my phone like, yo, where you at? We got a meeting. I said, what? How you know I'm home? So I take my chip out my phone and I tossed it and get another one from the corner store. Next thing you know, I get there, police, everything there. Wow. That I couldn't win for losing, man. Like, for real. I ain't get locked up that day. So we had another meeting. I told a homie who did what and what it was. He was like, he gotta be police. And then I get locked up again. It was just like, bruh, the tables was turning. I get locked up again, got to do another 180 days, misdemeanor. I said, all right, I'm going to do this because I do the 180 days again. They cut it in half from 180 days to like 50 something days because the jail was over. They had me in the annex at the workhouse. So let me get out and all of them go to jail. All of them locked up. They go to jail, the feds cracking down on them and everything. But God bless me. I never told on nobody. I never ran from nobody. I got, and the crazy part is my big homie gave me all the G's number to California, Watts, Nicholson, Garden. So if I had any problem with any gang or anything like that, I never had to drop my flag. I never had to tell nobody. I didn't run because I was scared like some people did. I didn't have to do that at all. Once I got saved, once I received Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, tomorrow be 20 years.
All praise to the Most High, brother.
Tomorrow be 20 years. Like I said, Pastor White started inviting me to church. I started gumping. Now I got a son and a daughter. My wife was like, you were married at the time. She like, man, you in these streets. I was going to go to the military, bro. I was like right here. I missed the ASVAB test by 1 point. I missed it by 1 point. And this is after 9/11 and all that, right? So my uncle, military police, he said, I want to do that right now. What you going for? I said, infantry. He said, boy, you might not make it home. And if you do, you ain't going to be right in your head. Because they learning stuff over there. They gonna teach you to be a killer. And I called my pastor. I called my wife first. We weren't married. I said, I ain't going to the military. She was like, oh, you need to go. You in these streets acting like you in a war. I said, I called my pastor up, like, she mad because I want to go to the military. He's like, come to church with me. So this 20 years ago today, when I called my pastor and said, she want me to go to the military. Boop, boop, bop, bop, bop. And he said, nah, y'all gonna go to church with me tomorrow, which will be tomorrow. And we went to North New Jersey, man, and I experienced the power of God.
Had a spiritual awakening. Take me to that moment when you felt that, because I had it in rehab, so I understand what you're talking about. Take me to that moment when you felt the presence of the Holy Spirit.
Fresh off the street, I was high. I was smoking weed before I went. We drive the north. Now I'm just looking like a demon. I'm mad at her. Don't know why. Because we going through whatever we going through. I sat a couple of chairs down from the apostle called her. His name was Apostle Williams. I'll never forget it. He called my wife up at the time. And at this time, women used to beat on me. So I'm fighting women, men, I'm hitting on everybody, bro. Me and her used to be fighting all the time, but he called her up and said, God said he'd never hurt you again. He didn't know we was together. He didn't know we was coming. God had never let him hurt you again. He said, if he ever go back, he gonna send the torments to kill him. And I promise you, he called me up and said, you come here. He called me up. He said, God said, give your life to Christ today. He said, if you give your life to Christ today, God is protecting you from so much, the tormentors. He said, that's your wife. God said you will never hurt her again. You will never put your hands on her again. You will never do that. And word is bond. He said, I come against anger, rage, bitterness, unforgiveness. He said, you ever receive Christ? I received Christ, laid hands on. I felt the demons go. And I felt the men laying on me, and I felt them come out of me. But my experience, bro, was, and that's why I never went backwards. I never, since I got saved 20 years ago, bro, it wasn't no 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It wasn't another.
Went all the way. You just went all the way. That's how I was when I did step 4 and 5 in AA in the rehab, and I had to confess everything, bro. And when I confessed everything, everything, bro, everybody I harmed, all of my sex life, everything, I had to confess everything to God and another man, bro. And once I did that, I was broken, bro. And that's when the Spirit came into me, and I never went back. You know what I'm saying? Now, my next question is, how did people take it from you going up there one way and coming back? I know they thought you was weird and crazy. And
now, I'm living with my uncle. My wife, we ain't married yet. She's living with her aunt. Came home one day telling my uncle, bruh, I changed my life. I gave my life to Christ. You gonna see a different me. And I started sliding tracks under their door every day. They were like, oh, this dude crazy. He just talking right now. You feel me? I end up getting put out my own uncle crib, bruh. I went to go stay with my brother in the projects in Roger Garden. I went to go stay with he was adopted. My brother, I stayed with him. They had mad roaches in there, bruh. And I'm safe. They smoking weed and stuff like that. They like, you want some? I said, nah, I don't even got a taste for it. I smelled it, make me want to throw up. God took that taste out of my mouth instantly. So when they go to work, I pray, and I cleaned up the house. I got all the roaches down. I straightened their whole crib up, everything, bruh. And my brother asked me one day, he said, man, how did we be smoking weed around you? How did you go cold turkey? I said, it wasn't no cold turkey, bro. It was the Holy Spirit. It was God himself took that.
Talk to him, little bro. That's what people don't be understanding when they was saying like, yo, Mike lost his mind. He did this. They don't understand. It ain't my control. I don't have nothing to do with this, man. The spirit guides me, and if I try to go against it, that conviction be too strong. I can't go against it. You know what I'm talking about? That conviction.
And yo,
that conviction is real. That conviction is real. You try to go against it if you what? That conviction is real, man. So now what's going on? You moving along. What happened with you and the wife after that?
So we ain't get married. I'm like I said, I'm staying at my little brother Craig. She's staying at her aunt. My pastor, we started going to Bible studies and stuff like that.
Wow.
We went through marriage counseling. We started going through marriage counseling, and then October we got married.
Oh, praise the Most High,
A handful of people showed up. My mom, a couple of friends. My Uncle Alan, he cooked all this curry, jerk chicken, and it's like we paid so much for our wedding. My wife dress, my wife dress it costed like $2,800. This when it was at 50 pennies. The price got marked down to about $10. So she got $2,800 dress for $10.
Look at God.
I went to Buyers to get my suit. My suit costed more than her dress.
Wow. Look at the Most High, bro.
So now I'm staying at my brother Craig. We having Bible study there. So now my brother said, yo, I want what you got. You got, because they smoking weed, all that. I said, that don't bother me. I never forced Jesus on them. I just was reading. My pastor said, every day, I want you to read Ephesians 6 and Psalms 91. Read it every single day. That's going to help you when you're not around me. Because he only comes to get me on the weekends to go to his house to go to church.
You ain't forced it on him, but it was about attraction, not promotion.
Yep.
You started being attracted to that spirit inside of you.
So my little nephew, he had these tubes hanging out his ears. He used to come lay with me every night, come crying. Uncle Lump. I said, come on. And he'd lay with me. So one day we had Bible study there. Me, my pastor, all of us. And my nephew, God told me to start clapping and praising God. And he was standing in front of me. Them little tubes popped out his head. They took him back to that doctor. And the doctor said, oh, he don't need them no more. In the liquid off his brain. So now my little nephew was in the midst of this. Just by me praising God, clapping. I'm a newborn babe though. I've been saved about, let's say, 3 months.
I know how I feel. I know how I feel, man. Now, once you get married, how did you and the wife handle the attacks? Because Satan don't like marriages, bro. You know I know. You know.
It's serious because now we moving from Trenton to South Jersey. First. No money. I was working for Mercer Geriatrics. They fired me because I said, yo, I can't work on Sundays no more. I just got saved. I'm in church now. They fired me. My wife was working for the state downtown. So she was traveling back and forth, but we ain't had no money because we had no money. We went to a church service. My wife found it's back in the day when she found the apartment in the newspaper. We get to the apartment, right? Now we newlyweds. We weren't even married for 2 weeks. So my brother and his wife was working with Grant's sister, helping them get house because she was helping them was it Troy Vincent or Greg? I think it was Grant, one of them. So they helping them out, getting houses and stuff. We out of here. You can stay here if you want. Now they didn't even pay their rent. You feel me? So now they getting evicted from the projects, but she got them set up for a house on Perry Street. So my little brother now I got to go back a little bit because this would make the story real juicy. So my brother, he gets saved. He stopped smoking, sniffing powder and everything. So his wife get mad at him. Oh, you always listening to your brother. You just going to go turkey on me? Yeah. He flipped out. He flipped out with his hand. You don't want this kind of animal. You don't want this. And he, and,
I can't
and
hear you. What
from
happened?
there,
Your phone messed up when you was talking about him.
so when he got saved, gave his life to Christ, his wife told him, you just gonna go cold turkey on me. Everything he taught you how to sell drugs and stuff, you follow him. Now he changing his life around. Now, you want to follow him now. My brother flipped out. He went back to smoking and drinking. So they getting help from, I think it was Greg Grant or Troy Vincent peoples. They get she like, oh, we about to move out. Like I said, we go to that church service, right? My wife apartment. We go to the church service. After we leave the church service, the lady called us and say, do you want to come look at the house? And he said, yeah, after we leave church. We gets there, we look at it. She said, you like it? We newlyweds. I got 2 children at the time. We like, yeah, we like this house. She gave us the keys. Me and my wife looked at each other. We're like, we ain't got no money for that. She said, did I ask you for money? I'm paying first month rent, last month rent, and security. We slept in that house that night.
All praises to the Most High, bro.
I called my pastor, said, yo, we got the house. He said, I got covers and stuff, and brought the covers to the house. We prayed over the house, and we was scared. Yeah.
Most High fought back for y'all quick. He fought back for y'all quick, man.
Real fast.
For y'all quick, indeed. All praise to the Most High. Then what happened next? What was next going on after that in your journey, brother?
After that, now we stayed there for a year. I'm working at McDonald's now. I started working at McDonald's, going to church. You know, my wife ain't complaining. My wife ain't complaining about, not complaining about that I work for McDonald's, very supportive. Because I was working at McDonald's a lot of times, but she was very supportive. When I didn't have a job, she was like, babe, everything gonna be all right. We've been together since high school. So she like, everything gonna be all right, this and that, that and this. And we just kept duking it out. Like, even when we go to church, we never missed a day. 5 years straight, we called it boot camp. 5 years. We was with our pastor, 5 years. Every day we in church, Monday through Friday. When my wife have a baby, soon she get out the hospital, we in church. So we was taking people, our family member, oh, they in a car, this and that. I said, car? What are you talking about? I said, no, we just choose to change our life. And I treated it like I was going to the military, man. I treated it like that. And I said, I'm no longer a civilian no more. I'm a soldier in the army of the Lord. I'm no longer a civilian. I can't do what y'all say do. I can't do what y'all do. I couldn't go to every funeral. I done missed funerals. I done missed so much. But yeah, with so many things that, you know, I have had to endure.
Yeah, but that's the price when you live set apart. You know what I mean? You live in a set apart life. And that's what comes along. I understand it. That's what comes along with it when you live a set apart life. When I was at the church I was at, we went through that too. You know what I'm saying? People saying that and things of that nature. But even when we left, me and my wife still live a set apart life. You know what I mean? We needed that training to learn how to live set apart. So on the Sabbath and stuff like that, we don't do nothing, bro. That 24 hours, we gather with other like-minded people. We give God his full 24 hours, man. But we live set apart every day. I haven't had a drink in over 7 years. We don't go to parties. We don't go to clubs. None of that kind of stuff, bro. We have to live set apart. That's how you protect your family, man.
Word. So
go ahead.
So look, we can't afford a house now. Our lease stuff. So we end up, she like, y'all got 24 something. She gave us time to clean out the house and all that. No eviction or nothing on us because our lease was up. And she gave us the security deposit back. Now, remind you, she paid the security deposit. But now we going into a shelter. We ain't got nowhere to live. We go to a shelter now. My wife worked it for Tri-County, which is the state. So we had to put a nonprofit. So we had to put our paperwork in to get in transitional housing. But they ain't have none available at the time. So we goes into a shelter. Now, my pastor, and I ain't throwing grease in the game or talking about loving to life. I love that man till life. But he said, he made a statement. I ain't letting nobody come mess up what I got going on. They can't come stay with me. We went in the shelter, man. I went in that shelter. I didn't complain to God or nothing. Still not missing church. I'm not missing Bible study. I'm not missing nothing. I'm going to 2 or 3 services on Sunday following my I was an armor bearer too. So I'm a newborn babe in Christ. My last day at the shelter was a man there. He had some upside down crosses. Some lady called me. Now while I'm in the shelter, I'm praying for people. I'm cooking for everybody. Me and my wife cooking for everybody in the shelter. We praying for people. This little girl, she had a wedding problem, and they used to listen to us have Bible study every night at our door. And I kept seeing these little shadows walk past, and I said, "Let them in." And the little girl mom said, "Could you pray for my daughter?" I said, "What's going on?" She just wet the bed, and God told me why she wet the bed. She afraid something happened to her. But I prayed for her, right? In the name of Jesus, I come against fear. I come against trauma, abuse, all that, right? And because she came from another state because they was running from abuse and stuff. I prayed for her that whole week. She didn't pee the bed tonight. She didn't pee the bed tonight. She came to me that whole week. The girl didn't pee the bed. My last day there, some man came with his daughter. And the lady said, "Could you please pray for my knees?" I prayed for her knees. I said, "In the name of Jesus, I speak. I come against this ache and these knee aches," because she just had surgery. I said, "Get up and see how I feel." She got up. She was like, "It don't hurt no more." And this dude, he had these upside down crosses on him. He said, "I don't want to hear that Jesus S. Get out of here." I said, "You got
that demon.
He said, "You see they upside down." I looked at him in his eyes. I said, "Listen, man, I'll tell you no lie." I said, "Listen, you're going to end up losing everything." It was a women's shelter, but because he had a little daughter, he had a daughter. And I said, "You're going to end up losing everything." He said, "I don't got nothing now." I said, "You're going to lose more." Word is bomb. He went to office and told on. He's like, "Oh, he trying to force religion on me." That wasn't even the problem. So the lady went behind him and said, "That ain't what happened. I asked him to pray for me. He was just being nosy." So they said, "Oh, this your last day in the shelter." While they was telling us this our last day in the shelter, my wife got a phone call. Guess what? Y'all place available right now.
Your job was done.
It was finished.
Your job was done. Now I gotta ask you a question. It's obvious that the Most High sent y'all there to complete those missions. But as you being a man, and now you're not in that house no more, and you got to take your family over there. How did you maintain your spirit as a man with that fear? And did that fear creep in? Did all of that stuff, like, how did you maintain? Did your pride get in the way with how my wife might be looking at me now? Or did any of that kick in? And if it did, how did you handle it?
Nah, because my wife was supportive, bruh.
Yeah, praises to the Most High, bro.
She was like, "We're gonna make it through." I was praying. We was, like I said, we was having Bible study every night, doing our everyday thing, not missing church, nothing. Sometimes I was like, "Dad, God, I'm still fresh. I'm a year in now. I'm about a year in." And then for my pastor to say he can't stay with me, I could have been like, "I don't want nothing to do with church folk no more," right? But I ain't do that. I was like, "You know what? We gonna do this," and I did it. We was, like I said, we was in that shelter cooking for people. We was cooking for
you there. That's what God needed you at. That's what God needed you at. That's what He needed you at, bro.
It wasn't no doubt in my mind. And I told the pastor like this. I said, "Man, I ain't here for you. I'm here for you."
Oh, praise to the Lord.
You rebuke me. how many times you correct me, I'm not here for you. And I serving it. Even when he rebuked me, he said there's a couple of times he rebuked me, and guess what? I felt some type of way, but guess what? Bible study, I'm near hour or early, like he told me to be. Oh, he going to travel somewhere to go preach. Oh, I'm coming. Oh, the church. Now we having church in the house. I never wavered, man. Even though the church was in the house, I made sure to every time he rebuked me, every time we had a disagreement or whatever he had, I still made my way down there to serve. I cleaned the bathrooms. I cleaned, because it's the sanctuary. I'm not even looking at it being his house. It's the sanctuary. Man, I just started serving. And I understood that, you know, I wasn't there for a man. I was there for me. I took it serious. I took it serious. As soon as I said yes to the Lord, I took it serious. But my wife was very supportive. She was very supportive.
So what happened after that? What's going on after that?
After that, we go in transitional housing, and then after the transitional housing, we find these little townhouses in Salem, New Jersey.
I know where Salem at. Yeah.
So
y'all
we
was
go
down there, bro. Y'all was down there.
Yeah. So we get to Salem, we get our place, and now our pastor moved where we moved at. He moved where we moved at, and after he moved where we moved at, we stayed out in Salem for about 3 years. Then something happened with the pastor and all this other stuff.
Yeah,
and
I know how it goes.
My time was up. Like I served through the reboot, through the correction. Every time he said, one day you're gonna have to leave, I cried. He said, man, ain't no need to cry. You ain't gonna be with me forever.
Facts.
And that one particular day, something crazy happened, and it was time for me to go. Now, how I knew it was time for me to go was because I was supposed to follow him, but he was driving reckless. I said, come on, babe, we going home. I went home. I gets there. DFACS knock on the door. We having Bible study because we having church at home now, just me and the kids. They knocked on my door, but they weren't knocking on the door for me. They was knocking on the door for the neighbor. They was asking me questions. They said, well, how many children you have? I told them. And she said, I heard that you leave your kids home by yourself. I said, why would I leave I said, my son right there, you see how big he is? You see my daughter? I got 4 children at the time. I said, you see how big why would I leave my kid? Leave one of them? That don't make no sense. And they looked, they said, oh, y'all having Bible study and stuff like that? I can't touch that. It must be the people next door. And word is born next door. If I went home, that note would have been on my door. So God, that was my sign that God was solidifying my decision that I made.
Yeah, that you wasn't supposed, because if you would have been with him, then that thing would have went left. It would have went somewhere else.
Yep. So I'm still there. I'm not there no more, but my tithes and everything's still going there. My tithes, my offering, everything's still going there. I'm having Bible study at home. I'm still making sure they getting the tithes and offering, not for him, but this was between me and God. And then it was a time like he needed my help, and I ain't gonna put it out there, but I paid it in full. He like, what do you want from me? I said, you my spiritual father, man, but I gotta move on. He like, you ready to come back home? I said, nah. God got me on a whole nother place to go.
Your time was done there.
It was up. And man, I can't say. From there, everything started flourishing, changing. Everything I was taught, everything you taught me, the discipline, not making, I don't know how it feels to miss a service. I don't feel to make an excuse to watch it on TV. I don't know how it feels. That's not, we weren't taught that way.
Mm.
I wasn't taught that way to put the one hand up and say I got to go to the bathroom because I was an armor bearer. I had to stand there and hold my pee.
Mm.
I took my position. I was a gangbanger, so I took my position serious.
Yeah, sure.
So I started serving at St. Paul AME Church after that. Out North Trenton. It was St. Paul was on what street that was? It was out North.
What's that on like Wayne Ave, not Wayne, Evans Avenue up there somewhere?
No, towards where the White House and stuff at.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
So St. Paul was right there, but they ended up selling it.
Okay.
And we moved to out Ewing. But I was serving. I started doing Sunday school. Man, I was prophesying to them folk in Sunday school. So now everybody's sneaking from their Sunday school class to mine. He told me this. He told me that. I was like, this only God. So my dad got sick. We came to Atlanta and my auntie was telling me, this where ministry started though. This where I became that pastor. My aunt said, baby, you need to come down here and show them what real church is. You're going to do good out here. But okay. All right. And my dad ended up passing away. Me and my house out here. Everybody thought I was rich. My mom and them thought my dad left me all this money. Everybody like, yo, he got a lot of money. And I said, nah, y'all don't know. Well, my struggle, y'all don't know what I've been through. Y'all don't know what's going on, man. When I moved out here, I was getting food stamps. I started a little business with my food stamps, bro. It was called, I still got the business. It's called the Taste of New Jersey. I started selling food out the house, funnel cakes and all that. Me, my family, and kids. That's what kept me. And listen, and the gang members right out here, there was a lot of them. They looked at me and they respect me. And I said, man, I don't do that no more. I'm a pastor. I told them about, and I tell you, no, it's different than home though. When loyal, they loyal, bro. And when I say any move I make, they be like, you need anything? You straight? Like when I say they seen the power of God, bro, like they would. My grandma died. Now my grandma ended up dying, man, and I had to get the jersey. Now, one of the gang members, like they was under sex, money, murder. He said, man, I'm going to be gone for a little bit. I got to go up New York to check in, but I got a show to do. I said, man, my grandma just passed. Got to go to Jersey. He said, but what I'm going to do is he pulled out all his money out of his pocket and said, you need any money? I'm working for the school as a janitor right now. I don't really got the money. I'm trying to scrape it up. He said, man, I don't know how much money it is. And he gave it to me. He said, don't worry about how much money it is. You ain't even got to count it. And word of the bomb, I made it to I had to preach my grandma's funeral. So God was.
Praises to the Most High, bro.
He
uses who he uses, bro. He uses who he uses, bro.
And when I say them young men was so loyal, man, they were so respectful. Anything I needed, they was there. They supported everything I did. All the way to like I started making my own ices. I started selling them out the crib. They respect me out there. And then I ended up moving from out here to that was on the east side because that's where a lot of my family from. I moved to the south side, like in College Park and stuff now. Out there, got the crib. Same thing. Started selling food out the house. I got lines out there. Lines. Now I'm flourishing. I'm flourishing now. I'm flourishing. Some folk from Jersey come. And I ain't going to put their names out there, but they comes out there. I help them. I do what God tell me to do. And I got attacked. I protected myself. End up getting locked up like 2 months later because out here, you ain't even got to put your hands on nobody. They can go to the police. They say, oh, they hit me. They not investigating nothing. They just, if they know your name, you got a warrant. So I got a warrant for my arrest. They locked me up because somebody broke in my car, took my work keys, because I work for the school system. I had to do a police report for the work keys, just in case somebody broke into school and stole stuff. They won't bless me. I go there, they lock me up. They takes me to Rice Street. That's the jail that people die in. They get beat up bad. Stuff happens. So they takes me there. They take me there, right? I get there. There was a dude there laying on the floor. All this noise going on. I'm talking about all these gang members in there and all that. So they was asking me what I was in for. I told them, I was like, man, I was having church out the crib. You know, my brother girlfriend did something crazy, tried to attack me and stuff like that. Her and my brother, you know, my knuckle game is crazy. I'm like, bro, you don't want this, bro. I'm from out north. I can knuckle. And I didn't know I got cameras all the way around my house. So they go to the police station. I get locked up and all that. I get there. All this ruckus going on. All this ruckus going on. And the dude laying on the floor. They was like, man, why you laying on the floor like that? He's like, because ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. I'm like, what? He said, I know who you is. I'm looking around like, who? He like, you filed bounty hunter blood. I'm like, now I'm not saying I'm not standing no way. I'm just, no, matter of fact, I had my hands like this, so I'm used to doing it. He said, that's why. I said, man, I'm a pastor. He said, nah, you is a pastor, but. And he got up and he said, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you. And word is bond, now these dudes on the other side, they bloods too. They ruthless, like they got the guards scared and everything. So they say, yo, come here. I'm like, who you talking about? Me? He was like, yeah, it's a dude from Trenton over there said he know you. Man, you could use the phone, whatever you want. Guard, give him like 3 rolls of tissue. I'm like, they got the free phone. I'm calling home all night, pop, pop, because it's like a whole, like, and they hold themselves different from Jersey, different from Trenton. It's like a bullpen, like they let you out and then the phone's right there. Y'all can walk around and stuff like that. So I go to court the next day. The judge, like, the public defender talking and all that, the prosecutor running her mouth like, oh, the girl, she was pregnant. They thought it was my girlfriend. I'm like, no, I didn't hit no pregnant girl. That's my brother girlfriend. They tried to jump me. I punched him. Right? So the judge like, you know what? They tried to bring up my past. They tried to bring up my past. They said, yo, he was a gang leader. He was this, he was that. That's what the judge say. I can care less about that. You going today.
Oh, praise to the Most High, bro.
You're going home today. She ain't want to hear the prosecutor, the public defender, or nothing. She said, he going home. That man got a job. He got a family. He going home. Now, I skipped the part. This what added the icing to the cake because I got expedited to I lived in Salem. I had my beard like this. I had my beard like this. I was going to try to get my license. I had my beard like this, and I think I had braids at the time. They said I looked like a terrorist.
Wow, that's crazy.
They looked like a terrorist, bro. And I had a warrant for Trenton. They locked me up because I was going to get my ID at motor vehicles. They locked me up. They had to expedite me back to New Jersey, Trenton. The police who came and got me was the same police that was locking me up. And they was arguing. They was like, I said, he said, you remember that guy? I said, nah, I don't remember him. I said, man, I'm a minister of the gospel now, man. He said, man, I told you, these is one Hispanic cop and one black cop. He said, man, you got to give your life to Christ. You got to get saved. They took my hand. They took me out the cuffs, bro.
Wow.
They said, you did it. Tell me how you got saved. They drove the long way. It took an hour and like 15 minutes to get to Trenton. They took the long way to take 2 hours. They wanted to ask me what happened, how I changed my life. So they cuffed me to the little bench in Trenton, and they asked me. He went to go. He said, "Luddy, you remember this guy?" He started going to get. He's saved. I told y'all need to get. If he could get saved, y'all need to get saved, bro. That blew my mind, bro.
Look at the Most High using you, bro.
This before I moved to Georgia. I missed that part, but I promise you that jump was so crazy the way that happened. He said, man, I can't even handcuff you, man.
Wow, bro. Wow. So now you're down in Atlanta at the jail. What happened when you left the jail in Atlanta?
After I left the jail in Atlanta, it took like years before I even went to court. But I don't know if you remember Neff 150, Steve.
Yeah.
So man, Steve, that's like my brother. That's my big brother. So man, Steve, he got me a job for forklift. He taught me how to drive the forklift in one day. Got me that job. I was making like $25 an hour. I told him what happened. He said, man, you gonna beat that.
You sounded just like him when you said that.
Go beat that, man.
Yo, you sounded just like him when you said that. Yo, you sounded just like him. R.I.P. Steve, man.
Yeah. I took it hard.
I know that was my boy, man. Damn, man. He was so cool. You sounded just like him when you just said that.
Yeah, that was my brother, man. Like he got me my first job.
Man.
He got my first job ever. He got me my first job at that telemarketing company down there in Union by Hello Farm.
Yeah, I know what you talk about. I forget what it was called. Everybody worked there.
But anyway, beat that. I'm making like $20-something an hour, check looking good. You know, I left the school system. I end up, and Steve he got me to work with him. He wanted me with him for, to make some money. And then I finally get to court. I get there, the judge said, you know what? I'm dismissing this. It's not even gonna show up. Got dismissed. The females that came, I was doing nothing but helping them. They lied on me, all that. And then this gonna blow your mind, man. These folk saying they believers, saying they believe in God. I let them stay in my guest room. They was trying to put witchcraft on my son.
I believe it. I believe it, bro.
So the whole time that I'm starting to catch on to a lot of stuff, I'm starting to deal with them. They trying to run and skate because God started showing me. And one service I said, Judas, God said, do what you will and hurry up and do it. Even my brother that's out here, he let them persuade him. I took him for a ride, man. I said, yo, don't let these females portray you. Don't let them get to you, bro. I'm telling you. I said, I see what's going on. You starting to act a little funny, bro. I said, don't do that, man. I'm telling you. And from there, he did it anyway. The other individuals went back to Trenton and all that.
I pray that you and your brother get it together if y'all ain't have it together by now, bro. I pray y'all get it together, man.
He straightened it out. He went with the same young lady that I told him don't mess with. Because I brung this young lady down here to change her life. I said, don't mess with her. I told her, don't mess with my brother. I said, you here to fix your life. They snuck off anyway. And he had a girl at home.
It all starts with the sin, fornication, man.
So
Yeah, it all starts with the sin, bro.
And I was their pastor. So it's not to throw shade, but this is the stuff. I've been lied on, scandalized. People was, man, they did so much to me, man. Like, but I never gave up. I never backslid. I kept it moving. Now, remind you, I stopped boxing and all that. Got the neighborhood candy store. Bruh. My little son, right? My little son, he right here too. My little son. He
What's up,
right.
young fella? What's up, man?
So he used to play football and stuff like that, but I bought a car. I started off with my son and my daughter, the older ones. Then my two little sons, I used to make them spar all the time and all that. I got a bag. My little son on the bag, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. My wife, you better go get him. The floor is shaking. That boy hitting that bag, dumping it. I started training the kids in the neighborhood. They got into a little beef. I said, listen, I said, don't talk about no guns and nothing. I got the boxing gloves. If y'all want to use them, come on then. So about 30 minutes later, Mr. Price, we need the boxing gloves. In the neighborhood boxing now. My son they chipping each other, right? And that's where different breed. My son came up with that name, different breed boxing. My son had a show. It was called a different breed. And I said, man, I can have that name for the boxing team. He's like, yeah, that's the name of the boxing team. Use it. He came up with the name. And from there, I took it serious. But I was beating. Now I'm beating myself up. I love baseball. I played for Supreme Deli, all that. Like I played.
Man, we know Shrimp Boat was the squad.
Nobody beat them.
Go ahead. What you were saying?
Nobody beat Shrimp Boat, man. Coach Rock.
Yeah, I played for June. I was on the original Shrimp Boat. We was that deal. But now go back to what you were saying. Yeah. So you started playing them and you started getting them in baseball and stuff, or you just stuck with the boxing?
They played football and then they started boxing. My wife ain't football no more.
Yeah, I could dig it, the head stuff and all that stuff. Yeah.
They started boxing. I got the kids boxing, got the little candy store going and all that, and having Bible study at the house. Not giving up, not wavering. It always had to be God there. I never stopped at all. I just kept going nonstop. No matter what happened, no matter who come, no matter who go. And shoot, man, I was beating myself up over because I met Floyd at East Orange, and that was my first boxing match, and my uncle like, that's little Floyd right there. So Floyd had to be about to go pro or was pro. He probably had he like, that's little Floyd right there. He like, yo, you nasty like him. I was like, what? I met Tommy Hearns when I was little too. He came and right at Sugar Ray Leonard, both his hands was broke. He came to meet me personally, man. So I started beating myself up over that. Like I started living in regret, saving all that. Cause I'm like, yo, I wasted my life selling drugs. I regretted it, bro. But as I started getting mature, God said, I'm gonna give you that more. You denied yourself, picked up your cross and followed that to me. I'm gonna give you more, man.
Talk about it.
It started with my sons, and then I started getting other young men coming. Other young men coming, man. Like, and it started, and I kept Christ in the center of it, right? And it was amazing, man. And I never stopped, bro. Like,
hold on, man. We about to take a look at some of it. I got some of it on her. About to take a look at some of it, man. Hold on, let me see. About to take a look at some of it.
In my coat, I know you ain't running out. My brother wrap their hands like they a mummy. I want the money.
money. Had that boy laughing right up out his shoes. He think I'm funny. Had a lot of motion, but I was never green. I ain't no dummy. I can't fake it all. Sometimes I let a ball. I got involved. Always there for me. He catch me when I'm bossy. That's my dog. God for real. We in the field for real. We popping out. It's a Beanie, and we are at the Different Breed Boxing event. Anti-gun violence. Shout out to all of our sponsors. Shout out to Chambliss Nation. Shout out to Afro Man Gaming LLC. Shout out to the Carterway. Thank you for all of your sponsors. Also, shout out to our vendors, Trendy Goods, Fini Apparel, the Punch Brothers, Verb Society. Shout out to all of our volunteers. Thank y'all so much. And shout out to our performers. Oh, shout out to our DJ motherfreaking Parts. Okay, he gonna always come through for us every single time. Yes. Yeah, and I hope y'all have a blast. And shout out to my team, my fiance, for being up with me 4 a.m, getting things done, putting up tables and chairs, and my church family. Of course, thank y'all for helping me set up everything and just making this transition a little bit more smoothly for me.
My first event, that was my daughter. Now, if you that event, no, that was the first one. The first event, because that's the second one, I believe. They got engaged, but now they married.
All praises. Now I gotta ask you this question. So you sitting in the shelter in South Jersey. Did you picture that? What you just saw? Did you picture that when you was sitting in that shelter, bro?
No.
Wow.
I want and think of.
So now when you in Atlanta and you see all of this happening, what's going through your mind?
Bro, I have tears of joy, man.
Wow, bro.
I cried. Cause man, where I'm from, and if you look at the transition of my gym, I wear Trenton on my back. If you see my ring, you see sign in the middle, man. Like, I don't believe I could have did that at home. A prophet is honored in his own hometown. I mean, I'm not.
You ain't gotta tell me that, bro. I had the #1 basketball company in the country, and I couldn't get gyms in my hometown. I got gyms everywhere else around, everywhere else. So I understand exactly what you're saying. So you hit it on the head with that. How did you go from having the kids boxing in the neighborhood to actually getting a home gym?
Yo,
take me there, bro. I like celebrating other people's success. Man. Take me there. What happened, man?
Nothing but got so. My boy that you see me with, his name Raheem. He used to be Muslim, but now he a believer. He been with me 8 years. So while I'm training kids in the neighborhood, we went to this one gym. Shout out to Champions Gym. We went there. I was out there helping out the kids and stuff. My sons was there boxing and all that. And I'm a pastor now, but now that house is getting packed. Families coming to my house. We packing it out. I said, God, got on my knees one night. I said, Lord, if you help me get a church with a gym in it, find a church with a gym in it, Lord. And lo and behold, I went on social media marketplace. I searched and I found it, bro. The same way I pictured it. And I got my own gym. I got my first gym.
Oh, praise to the Most High, bro. Now you down there, right? You in Atlanta, man, and I know, like me, in 2020 when COVID hit, right? I'm at home in COVID, right? I hear about this thing called drill music. I don't really know what it is, but I'm bored. I started researching where did it start at, the original of it, and I knew it was gonna spread like wildfire. So the drill thing is crazy, and they say that a lot of the guys from their own hometowns, they come over there where y'all at. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy over there. How do you keep your kids, your boys, focused in and not getting caught up in that life? Because I know the influence is heavy.
Man, it had to be nothing but God. That the gym was like wheat and seed to them. I'm not making no money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. Hold on, I had to change my area where I'm in, but
Mm-hmm.
not making no money or nothing, man.
Your hand in
And
front of the camera. That's all we see is your hand. Go ahead.
I'm not making no money. I just got these kids in the neighborhood. The gym, the church and the gym together was about $1,200 a month.
Mm.
I'm paying it off. I'm working a job. I'm not getting that much money from the church at all. I'm using all my money from my businesses. I'm using all my money, my resources. I said, God, you gave it to me, and I don't want to steal from your people to get it. So God made sure He supplied that building to me, man.
I respect that, bro.
Keeping them from the drill music. I had them coming in. We come in, read. We come in, pray. We leave praying. And I said, if y'all need me for anything, you call me. Anything y'all need me for, y'all call me, man. Anything y'all need me for, y'all call me. So I kept
I
them.
respect that, bro.
Yep, I kept them out of that. I had. Here we go. I had, man. And my sons, man, they real good, they nasty, man. Like
I gotta check. You gotta send me some videos of them. I'm gonna check them out.
I'm gonna send you some tonight. My son's nasty. I'm talking about cooking whoever they get in the ring with. They nasty. Because I've been training them since they 2 days. Like, man, how your son got this footwork? So what I did was I took every part of Trenton and I visualized it. I said, I'm going to take Wilbur section, North Trenton, South Trenton, West Trenton. You know, I'm going to take all this and I'm going to put it in my boxing. So I started coming up with these different drills that represent each part of Trenton.
Wow.
Each part. Every part of it. And I just came up with this new drill that I'm a Trenton tornado. So now this drill that I'm working on, they not gonna lose. Now through all that, I got a national champion, a national golden glove, a state, 2 state golden glove champions, 2 regional golden glove champions, a junior Olympic champion, my son the golden glove champion. Man, through prayer, man. And then every boxing event, I have Christ in it. I have Christ in it. It's no worldly music, no profanity. We praying in, we got gospel artists coming to perform, all that. My daughter, her husband, my team, they put all that stuff together. And we keep it.
Is there a way for you to get involved and spar against knuckle? What they call a knuckle game in Trenton? What is the? Huh?
Yeah, we got to just come out there. So my uncle Eric, he came out here to stay with me to fight in the Golden Gloves with us, and he was wrapping my son's hand. I'm gonna send you the videos and stuff like that.
Wow. Because I know Rob Smart, he do a boxing thing in Trenton called Knuckle Game or something like that. Yeah. I'm trying to get him on the podcast too. I love to see both of y'all gyms go at it like that, man. That's dope.
Yeah. We gonna come out.
How do you feel when you see a kid that came in that came from humble beginnings, and then you just see not only the athletic part flourish, but you see his demeanor, his spirit change? How do that make you feel when you see that?
Man, it just like God, man. Like I got to instill in him prayer. I had to get their self-esteem up, and I give it all to God. I give all the glory to God, man. And because I get kids like that. I get kids that's troubled. I get kids that can't fight. I get kids that, man, I just be getting them. They father be hard on them, or they mom just bring her. Ain't no dad coming with them. They and it just make me feel good. And I think about home.
Talk about it.
Take me back home to Trenton, little Trenton. It take me home, and I be like, yo, I gotta take all this that I learned from home. It's different. Trenton is different than any state, bro. I don't care what nobody say. And I'm not saying it because I was born there, because I got family in New York. I used to be in Harlem. I used to be in Philly when I was little. My family's all over. So I used to be all in them areas as a kid. So I've been in them areas, but when I come here and I'm a real Trenton native, and I get to take everything I learned, man, and put in these kids. And I don't know how to lose. I don't know how to quit. I don't know how to give up. I don't know. That's not in my DNA. I just showed Trenton, bro. Like, you know,
on the state of your ministry side, when you see everything going on out here, man, in this world, and you see all these different type of pastors, and I was in an Israelite church, and the leaders turned out to have some stuff going on too, and this and that. Like, what do you do to stay humble and to stay out of the way of that? Because I know in the land, the Joker's getting that bread down there in the ministries. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do? What do you do to keep yourself humble and to stay out of that lane?
Being as though that I was a gang member and selling drugs and stuff like that, having that gun put to my head at 6 years old. And the scriptures say, "Why gain the world and lose your soul?"
Talk about it, bro.
I'm going up New York. I got all this kind of money in my pocket, and I'm about to die. And I look at the spirit of mammon. You can't serve God and money. And God just kept warning me, going to the book of Timothy, going to different scriptures, letting me know. I said, I want to learn how to church. Up on this rock, I will build my church. I know what that looked like.
Facts, bro. Facts.
I don't want to be preaching for money. I don't want to do none of that. What it look like.
I love that, bro. I love that, bro. I love that, bro.
You know the gospel artist Canton Jones?
I never heard him. Who he called?
Canton Jones. He sing "I See a Window Over Your Head." There's a lot of songs he sing. I call him G.
I never really listen. I don't really listen to that much like the R&B part.
Okay.
I mostly be into the rappers. Like, I listen to like a lot of Christian rappers I listen to, but my favorite artist is Eshawn Burgundy. He dope. He's dope. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's what I mostly listen to all the time. I ain't gonna even front. His stuff different. You know what I mean? I'm gonna send you some of his joints so you can check it out. His joint's different. He what I thought Nas was gonna transition into.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Yeah, he like that. Yeah, he like that. Yeah, he like that. But go ahead about what you was talking about.
So I guess out here, I've been with a few pastors, and God showed me like I said, I had the people from Trenton here, and they ain't got no money. I'm helping out this ministry. I'm a part of this ministry not Canton Jones ministry at the time, but this was another ministry, and he started preaching like, yeah, God said 5 people gonna give $1,000.
Oh,
Looked around. I said, that ain't we auctioning off. That's palm reading. That's sorcery. And I always spoke against it. So I got on the mic and I said, God ain't telling us to auction off prophecy and all that. He said, if you sow sparingly, you reap sparingly. You sow bountifully, you reap bountifully. And be a cheerful giver. Whatever you got, whatever God put on your heart, and word is life. God showed me right. I mean, people started putting quarters, dimes, whatever they had. And he pulled me to the side and said, man, this the most I ever seen somebody give. I said, because y'all looking for big numbers. And now you got the people afraid that they not going to get prophesied to because they don't have this money. And God ain't never tell us to auction off no prophecy. You either got a word for them or not. And I stood on that, man. I still stand on that right now. I stand on that. I left that. I had to depart from them folk. I said, you know what? God ain't never tell me to do this. I gotta go. And they wanted me to take over the ministry, but God already gave me the name of my ministry. Not my ministry, but the name he gave me was the Great Commission Deliverance Ministry.
Oh, praise to the Most High,
And
brother.
you going to finish my work, the Great Commission. And that's where I stood on. So me coming to Atlanta, all these big pastors, nice cars, man. Now you got to think about it. I'm having church out the house. And this lady from one of these mega churches found out about us. She started coming to church with us, and she cried. She was crying because I was preaching against pastors that's after money. And I was telling her what I was teaching about tithes and offering is for if you need help and stuff like that. It'll be meat in the house so you can take care of the body of Christ. Woo, 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 woo. And she said, man, I was going to this mega ministry and I needed help with my rent. I needed help with my house. I was losing everything. And she said they looked at my checks. They seen that I only was going to that church for a year. And they said, oh, you didn't give enough tithes. What's the last scripture you read? And she told them, they were like, oh, we can't help you. And I said, what? Because I was against what they were doing. She opened up to me and told me the church and everything. And then other people did the same thing.
Yeah, it's just sad out here, man.
Yeah.
But we about at the end, bro. I definitely appreciate you coming on, bro, and taking us on your journey, man. You got a story, bro. And the crazy part is, I gotta stop saying that. The Most High put it on my spirit when I didn't know none of this. I just reached out to you and I said, bro, I heard you speaking and I know you got a testimony, bro, because I heard the passion in you when you was talking, man. I reached out to you like, is that facts or not? I reached out to you and I said, I know you got a story.
There's two people I was looking for. You and Maurice from off of Mid Rose Street. I don't know if you remember Maurice.
Yeah. Off of Sanford and Mid Rose. Yeah.
He was a lifeguard.
Yeah.
When I was little, I jumped in 10 feet. He jumped in, saved me, and taught me how to swim. I was looking for both of y'all. I was looking for the guy that taught me how to shoot. I didn't see you in years. I ain't see you in probably about 30 years, probably.
Facts.
And I was looking for y'all. I promise you. I seen you. And I said, yo, what's up? How you doing? It took a minute to get back to me. I said, man, you taught me how to shoot basketball. Woo, 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 woo. You were like, oh yeah, I remember you. And then we linked from there. But yo, I was looking for y'all too, man. Right?
Wow, that's dope, man.
Word is mine. I was looking for the guy that when I learned how to taught me how to swim, because I always talk about it, and the guy who taught me how to shoot basketball, shoot the ball.
So in closing, bro, it's time. Like I give everybody a chance to give a shout out to everybody individually that helped you from your pain to your purpose, bro. So here you go, bro. The stage is yours.
I want to definitely give a shout out to my Uncle Wiz. Who else? My Pastor White. It's hard. There's it was so many people that God used, because I just want to say everybody who played a part, even those who didn't even believe in me, because that just made me go harder.
Facts.
Eric, my cousin Shah, my karate teacher, because they didn't charge me $1 to train me, and my Uncle Jock for giving me them boxing gloves.
Jockey, Northside, baby.
Tasha taking me to church when I was little.
Planting that seed.
Bryant, she was nasty in basketball.
Oh, that's my girl. That's my homegirl. Tasha, that's my homegirl. Planting the seed. Yeah.
She used to babysit me as a kid, and she was the only one who used to take me to church. And my godmom, Miss Mary, and my other godmom, Miss Bebe, who took care of me. It's a few of them that when I was bad, they was like, man, you ain't bad. You just, they don't understand you. God got a plan for your life. So they've been speaking this stuff as a kid.
Wow, man.
So I took that, and now I'm preaching the gospel like the pastor said. I don't want to be nobody else, but everybody who played a part in my life, man, that it's hard to name everybody.
Indeed. All right, Brother Lamar, I want to thank you for coming on, brother. All praise to the Most High. You're going to have a lot of clips on here. So once we get off, I'm going to send this to my app, and the clips going to come up, and I'll be tagging you in the clips, or I'll email them to you so you could use them, and we're going to go from there, brother. All right?
Okay. Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on, brother.
All right. Love you, man.
Love you too, bro. Love you too.
From pain to purpose. Pain is something we all experience. But what if your greatest struggle could become your greatest purpose? From Pain to Purpose is more than a podcast. It's a journey of healing, hope, and transformation. Join your host, Mike Melton, a respected community leader who spent years lifting others up and proving that your past doesn't have to define your future. Every episode brings real conversations, powerful testimonies, practical wisdom, and inspiration for anyone ready to turn setbacks into stepping stones. No matter what you've been through, loss, addiction, heartbreak, incarceration, disappointment, or life's unexpected trials, your story isn't over. Your pain can become the very thing that helps someone else find hope. This is where brokenness meets purpose, where healing begins, where lives are changed. I'm Mike Melton, and I invite you to walk this journey with me. From pain to purpose, because your greatest setback may become your greatest calling.
And another episode from Pain to Purpose podcast. We want to thank you guys for coming on tonight. Tune in next week, Most High willing. We'll have another special guest. So enjoy the rest of your night. Shalom.